بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه وموالاه. Brothers and sisters in Islam, the purpose of continuous reminder is only for the sake that we can maximize on the actions that we're performing and reap the utmost benefit possible. I think it's imperative that I remind myself continuously and we remind ourselves also in order for that to be accomplished. We are going to be leaving the masjid tonight, inshallah, in our program because we're talking about a 24-hour cycle. And we've been in the masjid for 3 weeks now in this class. And what we will do is as we will depart from the masjid to our car, to our home tonight, inshallah, we are going to try to make the necessary adjustments so that we can benefit and be a source of benefit. In our ummah today, many of us are worried about being inflicted by harm. We feel that people are out there to harm us. I said in Fajr on Monday, I believe it was, that when we talked about Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying al-ayn haqqun, that the evil eye is real. So when we hear this hadith, we say, someone's going to give me evil eye. Someone may inflict harm on my family, my children through their evil eye. But many a time, we are the perpetrators of that. How so? Let me tell you 2 ways. The one way that we talked about on Monday was when we see something that is of pleasure, happiness, which reminds us of goodness, what do we say? MashaAllah. MashaAllah, la quwwata illa billah. MashaAllah. My child is so smart. MashaAllah. My child did good in class. MashaAllah. You cook good food. What do you say? MashaAllah. Jazakallah khair. When we don't say these words, we are telling shaitan, I've showed you what you need to attack. Matter of fact, I'm the first one to attack it because I gave evil eye by not saying MashaAllah. The number 2 way we do it. And we're going to summarize this inshallah. This is very important tonight. After salah, while we are sitting, what is it necessary for me to read once more so I can protect myself from all the evils out there? Right now we're in fall, correct? And Walgreens and CVS is advertising the flu shot, right? Protect yourself from the upcoming flu season. If I'm not wrong, I believe what I read today in an article was 80,000 people died of the flu last year. 80,000. So protect yourself, i.e., build an immunity. Build those layers that you will protect yourself. What are those layers that I need to build for myself, for my own protection? These are taught to us by Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Recall what we said in our second class of du'as, which we do on Tuesday mornings, was if a person says after Fajr and Maghrib prayer, Allahumma ajirni minan nar. Could we say that? Allahumma ajirni minan nar. You say it 7 times before speaking to anybody. Simple things. Allah will protect you from that which you sought protection. So if you were to say in Fajr and die before Maghrib, hellfire is haram on you. If you said in Maghrib and you die before Fajr, hellfire is haram on you. You just ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As for the person who says, Astaghfirullah after prayer. Allahumma anta salam minka salam tabarakta ya dhal jalali wal ikram. According to hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a person who says Subhanallah 33 times, Alhamdulillah 33 times, Allahu Akbar 34 times, according to hadith of Muslim, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, you will never be disappointed. How hard is it? This is called building your immunity, building your defense system. These are things we capitalize on through coming to the masjid and making prayer. Let us do these practices, inshallah. In addition to that, Ayatul Kursi. If a person recites Ayatul Kursi after prayer, then according to hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the barrier between him or her and paradise is death. If you recite Ayatul Kursi after every prayer, the only thing stopping you from Jannah is death. If you recite Ayatul Kursi after every prayer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigns an angel to be your protector. It's your personal bodyguard. It's your ADT. If a person recites it at home before going to sleep, recite it on yourself. Recite it for your children. Teach them. As we teach them, this is the code for the alarm system. 911 is to call the police. Ayatul Kursi, Allah is protecting you from all the harms that you see and that you cannot see. A person who recites after prayer the 3 Qul, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will protect that person from all the evils and harms that are imminent and surrounding the person. Simple practices, brothers and sisters. If we are not building our immunity, we are making ourselves susceptible to those evils out there to attack us and to hurt us. It's like a person who says, I took the flu shot, but when it's 20 degrees outside, he goes in his shorts after taking a shower and not even wiping himself. What is he going to get? He's going to get pneumonia, right? Simple stuff. As a Muslim, we are taught to, number 1, do these practices, inshallah. Number 2, get the khair from these practices. And number 3, share this khair. If we are sharing khair with each other, goodness, then we will not fear evil from one another. Today, we are not fearless, actually, we are fearful of evils from within our own homes and families. So let us change this. Let us turn this around and bring forth goodness, inshallah. This is after the prayer. Now when a person exits the masjid, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught us discipline in everything we do, even with the foot that we exit. We exit with which foot, everyone? Left foot. We enter, or we start everything with the right, and we end it with the left. So if we are putting on clothing, it's with the right. We're taking off, it's with the left. We enter the masjid, it's with the right. We exit, it's with the left. Except the bathroom is vice versa. Right? Now, we exit, we say, Allahumma inni as'aluka min fadlik. Such a beautiful dua. Well, Allah, I'm asking you for your bounty, for your fadl. You came here, you prayed here, you got Allah's mercy, now you take His fadl and you go home. When it comes to our shoes, brothers and sisters, we hold our shoe with our left hand. The sunnah is with our pinky and our thumb. We hold our shoe. We place it on the ground. We could step partially on the left, but we put which foot in first? Right foot. And then we put the left foot. When we enter the car or our mode of transportation, we say, Subhanallah, سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون. Now we can pause here for a second. So many du'as to learn. Yes or no? And these du'as in books is like Hisnun Hasin. What is this? A fortified fortress. What did Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam say? Ad-du'a'u mukhul ibadah. This is the core and the essence of ibadah. If we can learn one du'a a week, brothers and sisters, we can capitalize on so many things. And we can protect ourselves from so many harms. And we can gain the blessings of so many actions. But until I learned the dua of entering the masjid, before I learned the dua of exiting the masjid, before I learned the dua of adhan or the car, I will say Bismillah. What will I say? Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Why? Because كل أمر ذي بال لم يبدأ ببسم الله فهو أبتر. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam hadith. Anything you do without Bismillah is incomplete. It doesn't have Allah's seal of approval on it. Bismillah is a powerful dua, brothers and sisters. Use Bismillah and see its effects, inshallah. Now, last thing. We enter our homes. It's raining outside. Do we leave the doors wide open for the rain to come in? Do we? There's mosquitoes outside. Do we leave the door open for all the mosquitoes to come inside and bite us? No. We are very careful to get in and close the door. When we enter our homes, brothers and sisters, this is very important. Because many people are scared and worried about what they're feeling, what they're seeing. When a person enters their house, or they begin to eat, and they say Bismillah, what do they say? Bismillah. Louder. What do we say? Bismillah. Shaitan tells his army, when you entered your house with Bismillah, we have no place to stay tonight, we're homeless. But when we don't say Bismillah, we're telling Shaitan, come on in with us. Bring your team in. Bring your friends in. Let's have a party tonight. And all he'll do is cause problems in our homes. If we want to bring peace in our home, Rasulullah ﷺ taught us to enter the house with which foot? Right foot, and say Bismillah, and then say Assalamu alaikum. According to the hadith narrated by Isha radiallahu anha, Rasulullah says salam loud enough that those who are awake could hear and those who are sleeping would not be disturbed. If no one's in your house, the angels that are protecting your house should get your salam. So, in essence, and in completion, today concluding this, if we don't emphasize on the importance of du'as and the way of Rasulullah ﷺ, we are making ourselves vulnerable for these harms to hurt us. And if we want to protect, we have to build our immunity, and this immunity are the du'as after prayer, the du'as when we enter our car, the du'a when we enter our house, and the du'a when we eat. Inshallah, from next week, we will talk about how to conduct ourselves in our homes. And then, of course, we'll talk about eating and sleeping and so on and so forth. I end with one beautiful hadith in which the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, it is regarding a dua that we should read after the prayer. According to Mughira ibn Shu'aba radiallahu ta'ala, he wrote to Muawiyah radiallahu anhu and said, whenever Allah's Messenger ﷺ completed his prayer, he would say salam, and then he would say, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, lahul mulku wa lahul hamd, yuhyi wa yumit wa huwa ala kulli shayin qadir. That there is no God beside Allah, the one who is unique and who has no associate. The domination belongs to Allah and all praise is reserved for Allah. Allah is competent over all things. If a person says this dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants them 10 rewards, forgives 10 sins, and elevates them 10 ranks. Say subhanallah. We say this after prayer. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la lahul mulk wa lahul hamd wa huwa ala kulli shayin qadir. We're saying this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say 10 times. Allah will grant us 10 rewards, forgive 10 sins, and elevate us 10 ranks. Who are we trying to gain closeness to? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the method to do so. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow myself and all of us here to be cognizant of the importance of Allah's presence in all that we do, and to keep Him alongside us in everything we do. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you for your time and allow us all to practice upon what has been said. Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Jazakumullah khair.
Assalamu alaikum. Just a quick announcement, inshallah ta'ala. A reminder, as we've been mentioning before, that tomorrow night we're going to have a couple of guest speakers from out of town coming and doing a special session for us. Dr. Fariha Khan and Sister Ustada Noura Shama. And the title is The Ties That Bind Us. It's open to the whole community, brothers and sisters. It'll be between Maghrib and Isha tomorrow, inshallah ta'ala. So please try and attend. And then on Saturday, there'll be an all-day seminar with the 2 female scholars as well. Jazakumullah khair.